We are revising our forecast upwards for two reasons. First, countries manage a little better the pandemic. Some of them are even vaccinating. They can reopen their economy. And yes, the one thing which has changed compared with December is the 1.9 trillion US stimulus on top of the 900 billion in December. We think that will lift global GDP growth by about a full percentage point.
If you do get the U.S. driving growth and you get a stronger dollar, typically that is not necessarily positive for a lot of the developing world. How do you see that playing out and shifting the landscape for growth going forward?
So there's one thing we say in our projections is that the recovery is very uneven across the world. We're seeing divergences widening. That has to do, in particular, in some instances with what's happening on commodity prices, but in most cases, the driving factor of the driving force and engine of this outlook is really what's happening on the health front. So the divergences that we are seeing across countries today, they have to do with health management, with the pace of vaccination, and with how many sectors and how large a share of employees cannot work because of the health situation. I think we should really remain focused on this. That's our main message.
Then let's go to Europe then. The challenges of Europe right now, this, that, and the other thing. I know, Laurence, you're very much up to speed on this. What is your timeline for prosperity for Europe given the pandemic? So
in Europe, we have barely revised our outlook. We think that they will renew with pre-pandemic level by about mid-2022, which is roughly a year later than the US. And that, again, has to do with how vaccination and the health crisis is being managed. What we are telling Europe is, there's a lot on fiscal support which is being done. Economically, policies have been fantastic. Policymakers have done the job. But on vaccination, they need to go much faster. If we're at war with the virus, really, Europe needs to get on a war footing now.
The biggest stories the moment they happen from around the globe. Subscribe to Bloomberg Quick Take now for insight in an instant.